Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming. So today I'm going to make a very small video, it's not going to be that long I don't think, about a game which fits kind of into the last video I made, which was about a game called Solstice, and this is a game called Agony. It's different, but it fits into the same category, which is games I bought in the sale from the PlayStation store, and I wouldn't recommend at all. Because at the beginning it's just annoying, which is like Solstice, and I couldn't get past like the first mission, if you want to call it. I downloaded it a while back. I bought it years ago actually, and I downloaded it a while back and tried to play it for about an hour and got completely stuck. When I loaded back in, I was in the same place, which is a tunnel, very dark tunnel. And although there's a sort of map on the right, you couldn't really see where you're meant to go. There was a little green marker, but the tunnel's got different branches. You were just crawling around in this dark tunnel. These places you thought you could jump up, but you couldn't. And eventually, a few times I got killed. I don't know why, but I seemed to get killed somewhere and dying, respawn in the tunnel. And it was incredibly annoying. And I decided, for the purposes of making the video, I'd restart the level, because just being in a dark tunnel was going to be ridiculous. It's still going to be a bit ridiculous because this game's dark. It's set in like the underworld or hell, and when I started the game, I thought it looked pretty cool. Like, oh, okay, this looks interesting. It looks like hell. I could go with that. But the problem was, firstly, the controls feel very slow and janky. They get worse when you need to do intricate things. So, for example, in the tunnel, when you're trying to move around, they sort of stick and you're trying to work out. There's lots of places where you think you can jump up and you can't, and it's worse. The map doesn't help. It's when you're looking for something, you can zoom in a little bit on that map, but not much. So when there's a little marker, there's a little green marker in that tunnel that tells you where you're trying to go. But when it's really dark and you can't work out where you can jump up and where you're trying to get to, there's no detail of anything, it's not very helpful. So that fits into the category of Solstice, because that wasn't very helpful. It didn't really show you where to go, what you're meant to do. So although this game's dark and that game was bright light, they have a similar feel in that context. So I respawned back into the first level. I can't remember at all what I did in this first level, but I'll just show you so you don't think I'm being a complete dumbass. This is where I came in, so you can't go back through this door at all. At the end, which is where I thought when I first came in, oh, that's obviously where you're meant to go. That looks like, you know, it's normal. You go down a path. All those things falling, by the way, are rotting flesh falling from the ceiling. It'll be alright. I mean, I'm trying to run now, and this is as fast as I can move, as far as I can work out, so that's annoying. So there's what I thought might be the place to go. It would be in a lot of games, because you'd go through that, you know, end up in some other room or some other place, but no, you just fall into the pit of hell and start again. So that's not the answer. There's some demony looking thing, didn't look very friendly. So that wasn't the answer. And I remember from the first time I played this, and this is literally the first moment of the game, first moments of the game, I had to Google what to do. I can't remember what I had to do. I think it was something about getting fire and doing something at an altar. I can't remember. I don't know if it was in this room or I had to Google to get out of this room in the first place, but either way, I have no clue what to do. The map doesn't show you anything, as you can see. There's no clue of where to go. If you go that way, you die, and you can't go that way because it's boarded or locked. So, and I don't like any game that you start off with, which again ties to Solstice, where at the beginning you have no clue what to do, and there's no way to find out other than Google. I think that's annoying, boring, unfair, and developers, just for you to know, I don't think anybody really enjoys a game that you can't start easily. I'm not saying easily, even if it's a really hard Souls-like game. As long as you start and you know what you're doing, okay, look, I'm fighting loads of guys at the beginning, it might be unfair, but you understand what you're meant to do, that's fair enough. If you don't mind a very hard challenge very early, that's fine, because you understand what you're meant to do. But I don't think anybody likes a game where there's no obvious thing. Even if this was a complicated puzzle kind of game and there was different puzzles at the beginning, you don't know what you're meant to do, at least you can see you're meant to do something. Here I don't know what I'm meant to do, there's nothing to do, that's the thing. If it was something I could do, a bit like Solstice again, I wouldn't have minded that if it was something confusing to do, like there was a puzzle thing to work out how to get off that dot place. But there wasn't, and this is the same, there's no obvious thing to do at all. There's a little thing there, you can see on the map, there's something different here, but it's this, and I don't know what I'm meant to do with this. There's nothing that indicates pick anything up or do anything with it. I run around it and it doesn't have any interaction. So is that something? There's an eye, but I can't do anything with it, so I don't know what that means. It's watching me, I don't know, I don't care. So yeah, I don't think games like this are fun. I don't think games that start in a very difficult way are good, or a very confusing way. Difficult is fine, confusing and unclear is not fine. Later in games, if you get into games, even Watch Dogs Legion, there's been missions where it was a bit confusing, and there was one flying a micro drone in a inside a computer where you ended up dying all the time, and I got stuck on that in all my playthroughs for ages, and it was so annoying. I've made a video about it when I completed it, but I played the game, I think it was in the first quarter of the game, but it was quite a way in. I already decided I liked the game, and I got through the rest of the game in the normal context of difficulties and getting killed a few times and whatever. So that's fine in a game. But if you don't get past the beginning mission in any game because it doesn't tell you what to do and it's unclear, or sometimes if it's just too difficult, you're not going to continue. So I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they would do this. You know, put a green, this game's already very dark, put a green marker somewhere, there, here, there, showing you that's something, and then at least when you went to see whatever that eye thing is, you would know you're on the right track, but you don't. I don't know if that eye is just a decoration, I have no clue, because there's nothing to interact with it. So Agony is a game that brings you agony. It's well named. I absolutely wouldn't recommend it. It's annoying if you have patience to find out what you're meant to do, or you have patience to keep googling what you're meant to do. Maybe you would enjoy this if you like the setting. You would have to really like the setting of this to want to play it. I understand there's another game, actually I think that's why I originally downloaded it after I bought it ages ago, because there's another game made by these devs called Succubus, and that was in a sale, and I thought, oh, I've got the first of that, I wonder what that's like. So that's not inspired me to buy the second, which I don't think got great reviews either, but anyway. So yeah, I'm going to be uninstalling this, and it didn't cost much to buy. I think it was only a few pounds, but so, and I don't ever regret, that's why I buy games in sales. I never buy games at full price or even half price usually. So I don't ever really regret buying a game. I'm not spending big money. But yeah, I just think, why did they bother? You know, you would surely want someone to, you know, be able to interact with your game and get past it quickly, so they can get into the game and find what you've done with the game and the missions you've created and the world you've created. But apparently these devs didn't really care. Anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming. Till next time, take care for now.